Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to what very well may be the final episode of our Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend over here. We are climbing the tower once again after having defeated all 4 worlds and the supposed final boss of Ashura. We got dropped back down to level 1. We're climbing the tower again. It's a slightly different tower from last time. And assuming that the fights along the way go halfway okay and we don't burn through all of our elixirs, we should make it to the top in one trip. Push comes to shove, we run out of resources. We do have, I guess, the door item, so that we can teleport back down to level 1, maybe see if we can upgrade a little bit more of equipment. At the very least, we're going to cancel that. Our mutants may have gained some extra experience points, so we'd refresh ourselves and try again. The problem is, the hardest part of climbing this tower isn't really defeating the bosses. It is clearing our way through all of these mobs here, these random encounters, and they're the ones that have the possibility to really screw us up more than the bosses themselves. But if we have cleared the bosses and then we make the run up the tower again, it still will be easier. Alternatively, we could also do a little bit of save scumming to bypass some of the encounters should the need arise. Let's clear out this gang of 2 people. A pair of gang members, I guess. Ooh, grenade. Only did 20 damage. Coiled whip on those E-whips. I believe what it does is it prevents you from being able to attack as well. Excalibur, of course, hits full stack. And, oh, the P-Sword missed. That's not a good sign that we could be missing some of our opponents at this point. That really actually makes me quite unhappy, because it's indicative that we may not have quite the agility that we need to clear this out. Okay, so we've got a boss ahead of us. What we're going to do is just do a little save here. We're going to check our current status, hit point-wise. We're pretty good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle Ice down to the bottom, replace Iru up there, who's quite a bit tougher, and actually maybe I'll swap these 2 as well. People near the front of the party are more likely to get attacked. I don't think we need to use an elixir for this fight. So let's go ahead and encounter Seiryu 2. This is the boss of the second world. So we're just going to have to beat him up again. We're going to use Bash. I'm going to use the Glass Sword, which does really good damage. P-Sword. We could use some defensive things, but I'm pretty sure that we can just burn through him. Oh, 67 damage on the bite is not very impressive. He's got other abilities he might use. We'll see that. Again, the Glass Sword doesn't actually get destroyed. I think it's a holdover from the original Japanese version, where the Glass Sword had 1 charge, which actually made it pretty damn sucky. Because that it's not good enough to warrant that. Like the nuke bomb, yeah, sure, does a lot of damage and I think attacks the entire screen as well. We'll probably use it if we hit a big pack of monsters along the way. I don't think we need to save it for the end boss or anything like that. I'm not going to eat that. I'm quite happy with our current form. And we've got some loot over here. I am overloaded. Indeed I am. Well, after that fight, can we elixir up? We really don't need to. Do any of my characters have an empty slot? Well, not you. You're a monster. We're almost done with the ice sword. No, everyone's completely full. All right, I'm gonna drop the ninja gloves because I am gonna just use the full suits of armor, the power suits, for our mutants, which means they'll never be able to wear the mutant glove. It does hurt though, because that is a +10 agility item. Arthur armor is very good, I believe. So Wake's obviously the only person who needs it. Oh, I don't have the, or do I still have my item chart up? Oh, I do! Excellent! So the Arthur armor, so to compare, our suit of armor is defense 25 and gives us resistance to 1 status effect, which we don't need because we've got a headband. The Arthur armor has strength defense 28, so quite a bit more defense, and gives us resistance to statuses. Yeah, just status effects, which again, we don't care about because of the headband, but I will equip it because of the higher armor, the higher defense, which we would have been able to tell just by equipping, because the number goes up. Hey, 69. And then I'm going to trash the old suit, because we definitely do not need that anymore. Okay, I'm okay with that. So Wake's gotten a little bit tankier, and we're going to continue our way up the tower over here. So that's 2 world bosses down. Actually, I think we're being pretty good on the world. Aw. I hate when that happens. I'm happy I made that save after the items. When I do a save, if you don't hold shift long enough, like I think until you fully release F1, then it loads instead of writing the save, because it's shift F1 to save the status. By the way, I mean, there's full saving in here, right? Like, I could do this. And actually, it's rather more advantageous. If you're ever going to save scum in this game, do it by doing save and then continue from the main screen instead of just reloading the save state from the emulator, because that will reset your random seed if you do a save and continue, which means you'll get different results. So if you want different results, you can do that. I'll go ahead and flame those guys. I will... yeah, and then P-Sword. That, I think, should clear this out in one run. Well, one thing to consider is we could try to escape from these fights. We could try to run away instead, which, again, in Final Fantasy Legend 1, which we were playing, as far as I know, it is a flat 50% chance to evade or run away from any opponent. Do I have any other weapon down there? No. Just use the ice sword there. That's going to be fine. And so it doesn't really matter on agility. In Final Fantasy Legend 2, agility affects your ability to run away, but I don't think that's the case here. As such, I mean, we could choose to do that. It sort of sucks if you fail more than a couple times in a row, because then it would have been faster and less resource intensive to simply kill them. But I think we're going to be okay to just mostly fight here. And if we end up with a really gargantuan group, and this is a pretty good big group, but they're clustered up, so there's that sandworm, which might be immune to flame, but perhaps not beam. So I'll just P-Sword over there. Sandworms, because it's in the same group as the lava worm, and the lava worm is definitely immune to fire, but I don't know if the sandworm is. And I don't think that the beam plus mass immune is going to finish off the sandworm set, so I'm going to risk using the flame, which may not do much, but we'll see. Okay, it does take effect, and I'm happy I did it, because clearly these things have a lot of hit points. Hopefully the beam actually finishes off this set. The beam doesn't do that much damage, but there we go. Piled on with everything else, wonderful. And I think we're just going to go and... do I still want to Excalibur these guys? No, just Ice Sword. It's fine. I'll just power through these, except again with another miss. So that makes me very uneasy, because the final boss is quite hard to hit. And it has me concerned that we may not actually be able to finish him. You know what? I'm going to save a charge of this P-Sword. I'll just armor myself. There you go. As long as the ice went first, it didn't matter. Okay, we got that. I mean, at some point we could consider eating to heal up and regenerate the usage charges on our monster. Oh, there's the other stair here. Oh, that's a long automated route. But I'd rather stay where I am. Okay, let's save here. I think we are still okay without using an elixir over here. I mean, at this point, I don't really need to save quite this many. I guess I'll charge up the monster, because he was down about 300 hit points. But the rest of the group's not down that much. Almost 100 here, but at 478's not bad. I guess right over there. There we go. Give us a little bit more of a safety margin. And let's fight this guy. Although, again, I expect it to actually be quite easy. Oh, especially since we get the sneak attack. So we will just bash you. We will glass sword you. P-Sword. P-Sword. 515 damage. I mean, it's such an unimpressive sound when it hits. Just a little ding! Bash doing good damage. Yeah, I really like this form. What is he? Titan form, I think? No, he's amazing! That's right. He's amazing. P-Sword you. Oh, tornadoed us, hitting everyone in the party. Another round of that actually might drop both mutants, honestly, but there we go. Because that's over 200 damage to everyone in the party if you're not immune. So we're going to cancel that because we just regenerated our monster. And we will elixir you. And I'm going to go ahead and elixir you as well. Now, one thing that will be nice is when we do hit... What do we get? Oh, we got a shoe! This shoe is... I can't remember. Is this the mana shoe or the plus everything shoe? It's the plus mana shoe, as well as giving us extra defense. Do we have another sword for you? Oh yeah, we do have an extra P-Sword here. Okay, so you wear the shoe. Again, the display for mana, all the stats in fact, caps at 99. But it actually goes above that. So, this shoe... Oh, you can't wear the shoe and the power armor. So only Wake could wear the shoe. But Wake doesn't use mana attacks. So the shoe's useless to us. I'll leave it in there because I'm not actually cramped for inventory yet, but I didn't realize the power suit prevented you from wearing shoe slot items as well. It's not a very common armor slot. We have one Spectre. Sword. I'm going to glass you. We got lots of charges on the glass sword. And just in case you're immune to cold. To me, I always think, like, ghosts should be immune to cold damage. I don't think they are in these games, but it always sort of conceptually makes sense to me that it should do that. And you've been defeated. And we get some gold. Now what? 2 dragons. No, 52 dragons. No, it's just a stack of 2. I'm trying to decide if burning them down with AoE is the right solution or not. I think it's probably fine. Although they're probably immune to fire attacks. And you don't have one. We're going to go with Flare. I think Flare hits everyone in the entire enemy side. We're going to see how that works. So I'm not going to flame here. So yeah, I'll just P-sword here. But it'll give us a chance to confirm what that Flare just hits everything in the entire screen. Oh, or maybe we won't get a chance. There we go. Flare. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay. Good high damage. And it does hit everyone. Although here there's only one thing to hit. Armor, just sword, ice, P-sword, P-sword. Or Psi sword, I suppose I should probably say. Alright. And write that again, so we don't have to repeat that if something goes weird. Just because it's a little time-consuming to go through here. So we should go through, I think, one more door, and then it'll change the map type. Nope. One more after that. And then, oh, we have to fight the boss of World 4. A Titan! Hey, well, we know what you guys do. I think we'll just beat you up. I'll use the glass sword for some extra damage here because you are a little scary, and we know that apparently you have a little over 700 hit points, so the glass sword will not one-shot you, but it'll get damn close. And then any other attack, it's a little low. Here, there we go. Got him before he's able to hit us with a bash, which would probably be pretty impressive. Oh, we got more of this. I really thought we were done. So we just got to fight, what, Sakaru? Whatever, the big phoenix bird. The World 4 boss. There we are. Trio. Which is kind of annoying. This might be a good application for Flare. I'm gonna sword you. Just use ice on, I don't know, the guy in the middle. Flare the whole screen. And I guess we'll P-sword over on the right. So we spread out 3 melee attacks. But I'm betting the Bone King at the very least survives. But it's possible that everyone else dies. It's nice when they try to use ice against the person with resistance. I think elemental resistance does not make you immune. But I'm not sure. I mean, it does for the monsters. Flare everyone. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. And then we'll just finish this guy off with some normal attacks. P-swording. Whack. Boom. Wonderful. Now we're going to skip that. I think it's the one on the right. Nope, I was wrong. And there's our birdie. So, save, and it'll trigger as soon as we move, or if we hit A. So, let's take a look here. I think we're all fine, and I don't think our monster needs any charges. He's got, what, 2 bashes left? 2 bashes, which is what we're going to be using here. Alright, let's do it! Suzaku, that was your name. So, bash, glass. Again, I don't think we'll bother with defenses. I mean, I could try to do the Aegis, and I think it will protect the whole party against most things. But I think with this guy, it just makes sense to burn him down faster. Although, I would like to test the Aegis before we get into the creator fight. Well, I mean, if we die in the creator fight, we could always, you know, just try him again and do something slightly different. Oh, bash missed. Okay, well, we're going to finish your last bash. And then, before we fight the final boss, we will... Oh, that hurts a lot. We will go and use an elixir on our monster to regenerate all of his charges. Class destroyed. Suzaku has been defeated. Beautiful. And no, we're not going to eat that. 0 GP for killing him. So, I want to check on the status of my people. They're actually not that low. I mean, Con and Ice are at risk of dying. trying to think if I need to save elixirs. I don't think I do. I think we'll be okay if we do this. I think our number is going to be fine. I do want to save, ideally, 4 for the very final end, so that I can ensure that everyone is... I don't have to worry about max health. Ah, the mass mutant. Wait, hold on. Right. I think we're going to replace the ice sword with that, because I think the mass mutant, and I don't remember, I think it's a strength item. No, it's special. I actually don't know how it works. It might be static amount. It is a melee against a single enemy as opposed to a group. Huh. I don't know here. I guess what we could do is, let me switch back, and we can equip it on, say, Con. Let's throw a mass mutant on you, and we'll get you to use it a little bit, and we're going to see how it works. We've got 50 charges, so we're going to have lots of opportunity to do that. So, we have to go through a few floors of this. Both the glass sword and the mass mutant have special damage stat. So does Excalibur, actually. Okay, a 5 stack of Demon Kings is pretty brutal. They're also immune to flame. Well, we can beam and Excalibur them. I'm going to mass mutant that and see how that goes. And then, yeah, just P-Sword you, I suppose. Alright, P-Sword, good damage. Yep, we're okay with that. Luckily, if they just do nails, we're okay. But I think they can also sleep and AoE. So Excalibur is going to hit the entire stack. We'll be beaming the entire stack as well. Okay, fires a lot more damage. Hero has resistance to ice. Nice. Mass mutant. It shook the screen. No, it just said blah blah defeated. It doesn't say, like, defeated 1, which would be what you would see if it was an AoE that it hit the whole stack. So I don't know what the deal is with mass mutant. At all. I mean, I may as well just hit you some more. Hit you some more. I suppose it could flare. In a sense, it feels like a waste because it hits the whole screen, but we would have been able to wipe this group a little faster. Still, I don't think at this point it's important. We're still going to be hitting with the Excalibur stack and a beam, and I bet you that wipes the group. The Excalibur might, actually, it's quite high damage. There we go. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I think, well, there's no I think. We can do more damage with the P-Sword on Con. So I guess what we'll do is we'll put the P-Sword back over here. We also got to get the other P-Sword on you. I'm going to do that now while I'm thinking about it. I'll put this stack over here. And then Wake, let me swap out your ice for a second here with a mass mutant. We're going to test that on Wake and see how that goes. But Wake's got the glass sword. I guess I could try the glass sword on someone else. That might not be a bad idea. Beam, although here I really want to just Excalibur this group. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use the flare as well. And I think what I'm going to do is move the Aegis to Con, because that way we can have Ice Flare while Con Aegises, which I think will protect the group a fair bit. Hero's resisting sleep. I mean, Hero's got resistance to everything, I think. I think he's literally immune to any status effects, as well as all physical damage. It's a really good form to be doing this. So let's do that equipment swap now. So Con, take the Aegis, move it out. Okay, I'll give you the... Yeah, the extra P-Sword, because you're actually quite low on that. And I'm going to put the Aegis over here. Okay, I think that's good. How's our health stats? They're fine. So it's only going to take a couple more of these, and we should find ourselves in the final world. That's a good place for a lot of AoEs. Put you over there. Flare this group, that's fine. And I'll drop a flame on, I don't know, Bone King. Yeah, because that the Excalibur does huge damage to a stack. More than our spells, actually. Because I think it is stat-based. But I really do have to test the mass mutant. I mean, I guess I can test it against the final boss. And worst case scenario, we have to reload and try the final boss a second time. Some of these, one of these side little bits may have had a chest, but I don't think so. And I'm more interested in preserving our resources at this point than verifying that we've picked up everything. But I don't think there is anything. It's a little deceptive because, like, it's a little off, but I don't think so. There we go. I'll flame that group. Excalibur over here. Flare again. And I'm going to use an Aegis charge. Now, it probably won't go quickly enough. Ow. Ow. Defends by Aegis. Force field covers all members. Okay, so he still hit us for a fair amount of damage. But it might have been... It might have still been reduced by the Aegis, I don't know. Flame that group and finish them off. Ooh, not quite. Sword. Mass Mune. Actually, I'm going to avoid attacking with anyone else. I'm just going to, I don't know, barrier and barrier here. Because I'd actually like to see the Mass Mune land. Okay, 427 damage is a lot better than what we were doing with our mutants. So clearly the stats matter. Probably uses your strength in some way. But other than that, I don't know what's going on with it. How are we doing here? We're a fair bit hurt, and certainly our monster is a little lower than I would like. And I should probably do Wake as well. I think the others are going to be fine as is. And again, I would like to save 4 elixirs. Well, 3 elixirs, actually. Just to make sure I can get everyone's abilities back up. Wake doesn't need it for the abilities, although if we do end up with a status effect, it will be bad. Excalibur this group. I'm going to flare again. And this will drop a P-Sword. I don't think it's needed. Wow, you went first. That's kind of annoying. And Con then got put to sleep. That's actually very frustrating because I don't think we'll be AoEing down the stack anymore. Con woke up. Did Con wake up in time to do the flare? No. I think Con woke up on her action. So, I mean, I'm not going to go and flare now because they're going to probably get wiped out by the AoEs. Not quite, but that will kill that. We'll kill the next one. Probably kill the next 2 with a beam if it goes off. Oh, there we go. So there's only 1 left anyway. And the beam would have wiped the group regardless. Okay, we got to be careful because this auto moves us right now. Is there anyone else who needs a heal after that fight? No, I'd say we're probably okay. Big long route. Oh, and random fight here against a single stack. Very handy. Flame, Excalibur. Oh, we lost our flame attack here. I'll flare anyway. Oh, no, this is the one with the flare. So everyone's going to AoEs. Ideally, I'd like the flare to go last because it would be nice to save that charge just in case. Flame now from Hero. There's the flare. Does do huge damage, though. Absolute ridiculous damage. That should wipe out the group. And it does. We're going to cancel that. Actually, I'm going to make a duplicate save just in case, because I think... Ah! And we're here! Okay! This is the final world. We can't go back, although if I interact with this, it does fill you up. So, we do get full healed from that regardless. The only thing we'd need the elixirs for is if we needed to redo our usage charges. So it's mostly an empty area. There's a tree and a chair over here, and right over here is what we're looking for. It's going to be a river and a bridge. It's a large empty area with, as far as I know, nothing in it. And we got a dude here. So we're going to make that save there. Hell, I'll make a backup save there just to make sure nothing weird goes on. I will go ahead and use the elixirs on everyone just to make sure that all their abilities have maximum charges. I think all our items are allocated the way that we would like. Like that. And one more save. And let's talk to this strange man who we've encountered more than once so far. Creator, congratulations, I've been waiting for you. You are the first to finish the game. Game? Yes, it's a game I created. What do you mean? People did not know what courage and determination meant, so I created Ashura to see what people would do. You are crazy! Ashura tested all of you. So it was a game? That's right, I want to see a hero defeat this evil. We were all pieces of your design! And here we go, just like every other freaking, character interaction we've had the entire game. We get sort of irrationally angry, maybe? I mean, I guess no one likes to be a pawn, but the creator of the universe here. You understand well, many have failed the test, but it was refreshing to see courage in the face of danger. I want to reward you for your accomplishment. I will grant you a wish. We didn't do it for reward. Besides, you used us. What's wrong with that? I created everything. We are not things. How amusing. You're trying to pick a fight with me. Are you sure? It's the destiny of mortals. Very well. Remember the greatness of my power. Alright, and we are now fighting the creator of the universe. This is the final fight of the game. So, oh yeah, I forgot we have Quake as well. I'm assuming he's immune to Quake. He's going to be immune to basically everything, so we're just going to bash him here. We can't saw him. Here, let's use the nuclear bomb and see how well it works, since I haven't used it yet. We're going to do that. We're going to use Flare, because it's actually going to be quite a bit more dependable than the P-Sword. And it would be very nice, actually, if we can get some Aegis attacks. Although, he's not going to attack us the first few rounds, so I think we're just going to go and try to P-Sword him. Nuclear bomb! So, how much damage does it do? To all enemies. Ooh, 600 damage is a lot against the creator. He's got a lot of resistances. See, the P-Sword's only doing 190 damage there. How much is the Flare going to do? Is it still going to do full damage? It may. 434, that's actually really useful. Bash is only going to do 104. So our damage output is really good, but it very much is a race, because he's not going to do anything for the first few rounds, and then he's going to start doing a lot. Let's Glass Sword him. We're going to keep flaring, and keep P-Swording. Oh, he used the Light ability, and Blinded Ice. Okay, I thought we had more downtime before he started doing things. So Ice has now been blinded, so Ice's accuracy is going to be extremely low. Luckily, we can start Aegising with Ice. So we'll use our last bash, we'll Glass Sword some more, Flare again, and we'll just use the Aegis over here. Attacking by right. Hitting... Oh, I think he just hit everyone in the group. We don't have a heal, which is really, really annoying. Force Field covers all members. Yeah, a little bit late there, buddy. We need the Force Field to go off before right. And it doesn't persist from round to round either. So we're just going to switch to Sword there, Glass you, Flare you. I could try to hit with a Vampiric Sword or something. I could Barrier to increase the armor of everyone, which would stack throughout the fight, actually. I'm assuming right is a physical attack. Maybe that's a good idea. I tried to Repent. Nothing happened to anyone. Thank goodness for that. Glass Sword doing huge damage. There we go. So we'll stack as much Barrier. Actually, I should have probably started doing that right from the start. Get everyone's defense well above 99. More flares. Okay, this is going very well, I gotta say. The sword attack kind of poops. We could try the beam. It's untyped, so I think he can't resist it, and it might end up doing more. And yeah, I'll stack more barriers. If we can get a few more stacks of that before the next right hook comes in. Or I don't know, it might be like Right of King. Yes! This is not an easy fight. It's very easy to come here with a group that absolutely cannot defeat this guy. We got good items. Farming in World 4 was really important because you could see how much damage that right hook did. It was important that our mutants had enough HP to survive at least maybe a couple of those. Well, I don't know if we could have survived a couple, but certainly one, plus maybe some extra splash from something else. But we have defeated the creator of the universe. It's done. What are we going to do now? Is there another world beyond? Shall we go there? Doesn't matter to me. Well, we didn't do too badly. That's right, we defeated all the evil. Let's go. Where? To our world. And then I think we get the credit sequence. Oh. Yeah, we're getting a credit sequence with flashbacks of what happened here. Even though that's not what our character looked like at all. I don't know if the credits are actually working. I think they should be rolling at this point in front of these scenes. But I might be wrong. They might be just showing flashback stuff, and then they'll do the credits. But there we have it. There is the Final Fantasy Legend 1, a game that, again, was designed to be playable quite quickly. Although, if you hadn't played it before, it would be very easy to get lost in a lot of the areas. Not to mention optimizing your stuff, like knowing that you can power up your humans like that. You know, that you got to use the potions and whatnot, and that it can really make a difference. And certainly the fact that we have these helpful charts of monster evolutions improve things a little bit. In practice, if you were to play this blind, I would recommend not bringing a monster at all. While by the end of the game, just by virtue of the fact that you're eating a lot of really high-level monster meat, you will end up with a powerful monster regardless. It makes the first half, or maybe the first two-thirds of the game, incredibly difficult. And instead, I think if you went double human, double mutant, you would actually be able to tear through the game significantly faster. Although it would require a lot more money to buy all the potions. But you can see, like, the stat potions, the strength and agility potions, only cost 300 gold. By the end of the game, that's nothing. By the time you get to World 4, you can easily have both your humans at 99 plus strength and agility. That's fine. The hit point potions are a little bit more expensive, not even that much. I mean, we ended the game with, like, I don't know, we probably had like $250,000 in our inventory at the end of it. So double human is really strong, and it gives you a lot more inventory space. And I mean, we were in a situation where, like, the glass sword is kind of all we needed for the final tower, right? We would have never gotten through all 50 charges of that. So one human could just use the glass sword the whole time, maybe had the Excalibur as a backup for, like, hitting a stack. The second character could have had the Mass Mune and some other type of weapon. I don't know if there's other group attack weapons. Let's see, there probably are. Excalibur is group. Balkan, which is a gun. That's right, the Balkan Cannon is a group attack gun, which has a base damage of 200. All the guns, all the ranged attacks, have damage that is not based on stats whatsoever. And I think the Balkan has the highest, at 200 for the simple range things. And 200 is not bad, and it hits a whole group. It's only got 20 charges, so you're going to have to carry a few of them around, but it's not too terrible. There's also the Bazooka, which has 20 charges and does 150 damage to a group. What else? But is there more precise sort of just weapon that does it? And I'm not sure that there is. Obviously, there's a lot of spells that do it. Grenade is another group attack weapon. The Great Bow, which we actually saw in the final world here. Oh, let me just click past here. See you again. Oh, maybe that's it. Nothing, it's not taking any inputs here, so I guess that's the end of it. What was I going to say? A Great Bow, right, which we saw we could buy from the shop here, actually does 250 damage to a single enemy. But that's a lot as just the base damage. Is really good, and again, it's stat independent, although you need agility to land it. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any other, like, Excalibur is special, I think, because it is like a sword that does sort of strength-based damage that attacks an entire group, and that's very, very unusual. But yeah, all the SMG is another example. So basically, all of the things that sound like machine guns or explosives attack a whole group, and that's pretty nice. So you could throw that on your other character, give him Mass Mune and a Balkan, because obviously he's going to have enough agility because he's a human, so he'll have 99 plus, so he'll never miss with it. So then all of a sudden you've got a group that is pretty AoE-rific. Although I do have to say that the final monster is pretty good. Maybe you go with one mutant. I'm not sure. Anyway, I will be paying very close attention to how many views this series gets. If it turns out to be something that people really enjoy, and that's quite popular, then I will continue with the Final Fantasy Legend 2, which is, in many, many ways, a much better game than Final Fantasy 1. A lot more quality of life improvements. It's a bigger game. There's a new class, the robot class, which is awesome, and is really, 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 really fantastic. Technically, both my brother... So I bought my Game Boy so I could play Final Fantasy Legend, because this is the reason I bought the Game Boy, is for this specifically. And a year or so later, my brother also got a Game Boy, and he didn't have to buy it himself like I did. No, he got it as a Christmas present or some damn thing. It's always the way it is with younger siblings, isn't it? But anyway, he ended up getting Final Fantasy Legend 2 at some point. And, I mean, he played it a fair bit too, as well. But I borrowed it quite often to play myself. And so, I don't think I had quite as much experience with 2 as I did with 1. But I'm not even sure about that, because I did play through 2 quite a bit, because it is a fantastic game. I'm having a harder time visualizing it right now, whereas I can visualize most of Final Fantasy Legend 1 a lot easier. But that may have a lot to do with the length of the game. It may be easier for me to, like, remember the complete FFL 1 as opposed to 2, just because there's so much more stuff in 2. But yeah, so again, I'll just be watching the playlist and seeing how many views and, likes and comments and stuff like that. But if you guys are way into it, make sure to, just share and let people know about this series here. Because, yeah, again, if it's popular enough, we'll do another one of these, assuming Nintendo doesn't flag stuff. Which it shouldn't, because it's not first-party Nintendo. Nintendo's really weird about their games being on YouTube. There's, like, really dumb rules and idiotic stuff around it. But I'm pretty sure that's just about their first-party stuff. This is by Square that was licensed to Nintendo for the Game Boy. And so I don't think there's going to be that conflict. Cross our fingers. See you again.